Hey, love. So I wanted to talk about some saving grace aspects in Synastry. And what I mean by that is aspects that are so powerfully beneficial or that feel so good to the two people that they can help them overcome very challenging synastry aspects that could be considered insurmountable, maybe by some astrologers. So, the first one that I'll mention is Jupiter. So, Jupiter strongly placed, Jupiter in the first house, Jupiter in the fifth house, even, or Jupiter making a conjunction aspect to someone's ascendant or personal planets, even trines to Jupiter as well. The other aspects are also good, even the hard aspects of Jupiter, but I wouldn't consider them strong enough to be saving grace aspects. So I'm talking about conjunctions and trines to Jupiter, although the trines are going to be less powerful. So, the reason for this is Jupiter is a feel good energy. When someone is making an aspect to our Jupiter, we want to give to them. We feel generosity, we feel benevolence, we feel joy in the connection. One of the higher aspects of Jupiter is expansive joy and feeling like we're on the right track, feeling hope. So when someone is making us feel these things with their planet, making a strong aspect to our Jupiter, we can really give them a lot of grace. And this can also go vice versa. It feels extremely good to have someone's Jupiter hitting your chart in a powerful way. You can feel inspired by them. You can feel like they're larger than life or even like some kind of celebrity, even at times. And you can really feel good vibes towards them. And there's a lot of forgiveness and grace. So that's why Jupiter aspects in synastry are the top saving grace aspect to have. Also, Jupiter on the other angles is also quite good, or Jupiter to the north node or the south node. So, the next planet that I have to mention is Venus, because Venus is how we feel pleasure. Bonus points if you have a Venus Jupiter aspect in your synastry. That's like a double whammy saving grace aspect. But Venus aspects, even trines to Venus, conjunctions to Venus, I'm not going to include the other aspects to Venus, although they can still be quite good. The ones that I would really consider a saving grace aspect would be conjunctions first and then trines. So, the reason for this is because of the pleasure aspect of Venus. When we feel someone is aspecting our Venus strongly, we feel good in their presence. We feel like yummy energy. We feel like we could eat them. They're so pleasurable. And, it gives that feeling of like, yeah, a good piece of cake or, something that is very stimulating to the senses, very attractive to us, very pleasurable, very feel good energy. And we feel love for this person. We find them easy to love when our Venus is aspected. Now, bonus points also Venus in the first house, Venus in the angular houses, and the fifth house as well. Venus in the fifth house can feel really good, although Venus feels good everywhere. Those house placements can be especially attractive and warm. That can really be like a saving grace aspect in synastry. Now, the other side of Venus is also that when someone is aspecting our Venus in a strong way, we value them because there's also the financial connotation of Venus and Taurus in the second house. So when we value someone, we want to commit to them. We feel like this is worthwhile. And even if there's challenges, we still want to stay there and work it out because it feels good and we value the person. So, Venus aspects, strong conjunctions to personal planets, and specific house placements that feel really good are those ones that I've said. That's my second saving grace aspect. Now, this last one might be unpopular, but other saving grace aspects I feel are Uranus trines Neptune trines, and Pluto trines. The other aspects can go either way, but the trine aspects of these outer planets are really nice to have, and they can create a lot of liking for each other and wanting to be in the relationship, because with Uranus trines, there's an excitement and exhilaration, but at a more stable level where it's not so harsh as the other aspects that make Uranus more changeable or sporadic. And with Neptune trines, there's a healthy level of romanticism and grace and forgiveness and compassion and seeing the beauty in another. With Pluto trines, there's passion, intensity, sexuality, intimacy, but without the difficulties. Well, not saying without the difficulties, but with less difficulties than the other hard aspects. So I would consider Uranus, Neptune, Pluto trines to personal planets or the ascendant to be saving grace aspects. I lied. That wasn't the last one. The last one that I would say is Mercury conjunctions. So, Mercury conjunctions to personal planets or the ascendant or the angles show that we can communicate, we can talk to each other, we can feel understood by each other. Bonus points if there are Mercury conjunctions going both ways, then both people feel like they are heard, they can communicate freely, they can share what's on their mind, and there's this intellectual link, this vocalization that's able to happen when we have Mercury conjunctions in Synastry. Now, this can go a long way as far as making a relationship work and acting like a saving grace, because we could have all these other hard aspects going on, but if we can communicate at the mercurial level, we can talk about it and we can gain understanding and growth and clarity from our challenges.